Welcome to Flash from Scratch Tutorial 15, Symbols. I have the CS5 program opened and I'm going to open a new FLA, keeping the default, making my stage around 50%. Now symbols, there's lots of ways of looking at them, but I look at symbols as the things that we're going to be working with. Some people call them holders, but I look at them as the objects. That's what I look at that I'm going to be working with. There are three types of symbols, so let's make the first one. I have my rectangle tool selected and I have a purplish stroke and a blue fill, and I'm going to make a rectangle right here. Pick up my selection tool, make sure it's highlighted, make sure both the stroke and the fill are selected. Come up here to this modify, and it says here convert to symbol. It really should say make a symbol or create a symbol, but for some reason they use the word convert to a symbol. Click on that, and in this drop down menu select graphic, the first type they're talking about, and we had a rectangle, blue rectangle, so let's call it capital REC BLU, that's rectangle blue, underscore, and because it's a graphic I give it the name GRP, so I recognize this as being a graphic and not one of the other symbols. There it is, it's made, it's a graphic. Now if I open the library panel, and if you don't have the library panel, select window, library. When I created this symbol, two things happened. The first one is it put that symbol in the library for me. There it is there. There's a picture of it, and there's a little logo, a red circle, green square, and a triangle, blue triangle, and there's the name we gave it. That's what we made. The second thing that did for us is put a copy of it on the stage. This is not this. It's just a copy of it. I can drag another one in. There's another copy of it. I can drag as many as I want. And the good thing about it is I can drag them in and drag them in and drag them in and use them, and it doesn't make my file size a whole lot bigger. But what it does is creates these copies, and if you open the properties panel, they're called instance of it. It's same, looks the same, everything much the same, but it is not exactly the same. That's one thing, that's the second thing it does. So now let's make another symbol. Let's keep with the rectangle format. Let's change it to red. Let's make a red rectangle. There. Selection tool. Select it. Modify. Convert to symbol. This time let's make a movie clip. And rectangle, capital REC, capital RED, underscore movie clip MC, so I can recognize it. Again, it's done two things for us. It put it in the library. Notice it has a slightly different logo. There's a picture of it, and again it's put an instance on the stage. Again, this is just an instance of it. I open the properties panel, instance, and it allows me to give it a name. And why that's important is I can give it a name, REC rec RED 1 underscore MC. Okay, now I can write ActionScript on it, and writing ActionScript and codes is very important in Flash. You may not be able to do it now, but when you do it, you can write ActionScript on it. If I go back and click on this graphic here, I can't write ActionScript on it, okay, but I can write ActionScript on a movie clip. Very important difference. If I open the library, I can drag another instance of this in, just as I did with the graphic, and I can give this a different instance name, rec capital RED 2 underscore MC. So now I can write different code so I can specify which one of these I'm talking about. Very important difference. Okay, let's make another one. Keeping the rectangle theory, and let's make it green. And here we go, rectangle. It's almost a square, but a square is a rectangle. Pick up my selection tool, highlight it, make sure fill and stroke, modify, convert to a symbol, and this time we're selecting button, BTN, and REC, GREE, underscore, and I like to use BTN for button. And it does exactly the same thing, puts it in the library, but notice the button. If you look at this, when I first looked at it, I thought it was a mailbox with a flag, but it's a finger and a hand pointing on a button. So that tells me the button, but also the BTN tells me the button, and it's the same thing. I can drag one of them on the stage. So the basic difference is graphics, you can't write code on them, but you can't write code, but you don't need to write code on everything. Movie clips, you can write codes on them, give them instance name, as many as you want. And buttons, very, very much the same as a movie clip. I hope you learned something from this short tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.